Yeah, this is Bang Bang Right Hill. Please like and subscribe. About what 9 months ago, I've done a couple of podcasts, and there's a few people that have missed it and talking to me about it, and you can't really get it. They couldn't get it up. I don't know why. Anyway, um, it's about when I first got my 7 years. I go to the scrubs. I've been to the Bailey. They give me 7 years for a charge. Comes back into the scrubs. They put me in a cell with about, 40, 50 people in there, maybe less than that, yeah? They're all crying about the sentences they got. They're on about appeals, on about going back to court for this, going back to court for that, and if they're going to get this off, that off, and you think, oh, what? This is like, it's a joke. My YPs and my ball stools, there's nothing like this. Kids were kids, and kids just get on with their sentences and do them. All they want to do is think about escaping and fighting. That's all they want to do, and get their food. These ones want to cry about their appeals, about this, about that, when they might get parole and getting the visits and phoning their wives up and all this, that, and the other. How can they phone their wives up, getting the visit? Oh, how many VOs can they get? How many letters can they get? Don't stop crying. Why do you, what, listen, why do the sentence, mate? Why do the crime? You can't do the sentence, you know what I mean? The old saying, isn't it? Why do the crime? You can't do the time. And they're crying in there like babies anyway. Been in there about, hour and a half, 2 hours in this cell, driving me mad. Everybody's driving me mad, mate. All I want to do is get up and get bang up in my cell. Illy, go in the office. Hello, Illy, are you all right, mate? What you in remand? No, Governor, I've been sentenced. How long are you doing, Lee? I'm doing 7 years. Hold up. Yeah, you are, as it happens. Yeah, Lee's doing 7 years and 5 years for this. Yeah, Governor, of course I am, yeah. Okay. Go and get your food. Go and get me food. Go and get me food. The food's absolute crap. I mean, you wouldn't give it to a dog, but you're in prison now, so you got to eat your food, you know what I mean? So as much as I can, as much food as I can, much bread as I can, butter as I can, bit of jam, marmalade, I keep getting off these people in the pantries or whatever they're doing, yeah? All of a sudden, call me up and saying, Illy! Yes, Governor. Right, hold up, we've had a little talk. You're going to the C Wing. Right, yes, Governor. You're going to the C Wing, and you're going to the Chosen C Wing. And when you get in there, have a little word, yeah? All right, Governor, will do, yeah? Walking along there, goes there, see a screw. Elite! Yeah, Governor, two, something, okay. Open the door to me, go in the cell, go and get your water. So you can't go and get your water, and you go and change whatever you got to change in there, you change in there. You go in there, and there's two guys in there, and they're both smoking. Listen, I can't say nothing, mate. What can I say? You know, I just come here. I've got the top bunk, as per usual. There's a guy who got the single bunk. Single bed. He's been there the longest. That's why he's got the single. The guy underneath, the guy on the bottom bunk is more likely to been there the second longest. He's more likely was on the top. So now I've got he's on the bottom. I've got the top. Don't mind the top really. Anyway, because something about the top is that if you're on the bottom bunk and the top geezer's got a weak bladder and he wheezes at night, it drips through to the one at the bottom. So really, that ain't a bad sort of being the top bunk. So at night time, I mean, I'm in there. It's it is what it is. I put all my stuff on the corner unit. On the corner unit, you've got soap brushes. You've got your soap bowl, you've got this, you've got that, you've got the other, you've got your washing, all your washing stuff. You've got your white Windsor, your soap. That's what I mean. You've got to get all the other stuff because when you was remand, you give it away. When you left remand, you give all that stuff away, not thinking you get put away with a big sentence like this anyway, which I did. Silly really, so I took it all with me, but you don't give it away, So anyway, I've got to start again. I've got my white Windsor, my soap and all that, and I put everything's on there, your razor blades on there. You don't get a razor, you got to get that in the morning. Anyway, so I make my bed, which is a piss take up there, it drives you mad. You got to stand on the bottom bed, he doesn't mind. Make your bed. These two people were good. They're smoking all night and talking to me about sentences and this and all that. They was nice people. Two nice kids, yeah. Anyway, I'm upstairs in my bunk bed, and all of a sudden I can smell something, mate. What that smell is, I don't know, yeah. But before that, I was noticing when we was like getting undone, when we was because I got in that cell tea time, and when the supper time was coming, the guy in my cell said, "Can he go to the toilet?" The guy said, "Yeah." He come back with about what 5 or 6 papers, ordinary papers, yeah. So I go, "What's all that for?" He said, "No, I want the papers are there for a reason." So okay. Anyway, he's had a toilet and this, that, and the other, and no, sorry, beg your pardon. I'm in the I'll get this how it is. Yeah, I'm in the bed, up in the bunk bed. Yeah, I can smell it, terrible smell. And when I look down, he's squatting on his bed, a single bed. He's squatting on the bed, and on the bed is a load of paper. And in his hand, he's got the piss pot. And what he's doing, he's shitting on the paper, which I can't believe, you know what I mean? Shitting on the paper, that's why he collects all the paper, all that paper. He's shitting on the paper and pissing in the pot. I can't, I mean, I've not seen this before. All the bird I've done, even on remand, different on remand. When I see all this, I couldn't believe it. I thought, I can't believe what's going on here. And what he does, he was pooing on the paper and pissing in the pot. Finished pissing in the pot, put the lid on the pot, stood up, wiped his arse, threw the paper, his paper back onto the poo paper. Went to his sheet, got his thing, ripped it open with his plastic knife, ripped it open, and he had a long piece of sheet. Yeah, he tied it up. He tied the poo up in like a bundle, yeah, like a parcel sort of thing, yeah. And he tied it all up, put a knot in it, and threw it out the window. And that is what they call a shit parcel. And I couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? So, like, it's what you hear and then you see it, shit parcel. I used to wonder, I'd never done it. I'd never seen it. All the bird I've done, I've never seen it. Ballstall boys have got their own cells. You don't see it. Obviously, I didn't never do it. So I didn't know what other people done, yeah? YPs, same thing, single cells, didn't know what they'd done. So I never see it, But when I got even on my remand, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it. You know what I mean? Because I was in a 2-up cell, and it didn't. None of us used to use that, do that, and it was quite good. When I see that, it fascinated me. Even though it smelt and all that, and I wanted to go mad, it was something that I've never seen before, and to realise they called it a shit parcel. And then the geezer said to me, he said, "Look, we've got to shut the window." I said, "Leave it up, it stinks in there. Can't you open it a little bit?" He went, "Oh, all right, mate." He says, "I'll open it a little bit." And then he's explaining to me that him chucking the shit parcels out the window, like they do, there's absolutely thousands and thousands of shit parcels that get chucked out the windows every night. And it's not so much the smell, it's the cockroaches that attack the shit parcels, and also the rats that attack the cockroaches. So the rats are eating the cockroaches and having a bit of the poo, and they're also these cockroaches are flying around, getting in your cell, and at night times they're landing on you, and they're urinating and bits and pieces like that. Even though if you squash them, you can smell the poo. So it's not a good idea to get the window open. But there are loads in there. You can't help it. It is what it is. It's part of prison. So in the morning, I go down. I slop out the bucket, not the bucket, the pot, the wee pot. My pot. There's 3 pots in there. I slop out my one and go and get my hot water. And there's a couple of, and I'll come back with my hot water and the pot and this, that, and the other, and fill my bowl up and have a wash. So everyone in the cell doing the same thing, but there's only one corner unit, so you've got a problem with that, yeah. So the geezer on the bed, he washes on the bed. Yeah, he washes on the bed, puts a bit. Everyone's putting paper. The paper is a good thing to have in prison. Yeah, he's putting paper on there for water and this, that, and the other. Even though his bed gets a bit wet, it's not so bad, So he's washing on the bed. The other one's doing this on the chair. No, I'm doing it on the chair. The other one's doing it in the corner unit, and you're having a wash. Everyone's having a wash, all done. Yeah. Then you make your bed. If you want to make your bed then you didn't have to make your bed so much. It wasn't that much important. Yeah, didn't have bed packs and all that. Then it was my Borstal YPs who done bed packs. Yeah, but as a con, you don't do all that crap. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sitting on a chair talking to these guys. Door opens up. Go down and get your breakfast. Go down and get your breakfast. Line up in a big queue, which drives you mad. You can imagine the smells, what goes on. People don't brush their teeth. People don't wash in the morning. It's stinking, yeah? It's a stinking thing. And you go through, the guys on your plate, sweet, like they get you. You're coming in. Some, if you're lucky, you've got guys on your plate that know you, yeah? From your YP, your Borstal, or been on remand with you and all that, yeah? So you walk through. You get your bit of bread, you get, maybe 4 or 5 slices of bread. You can get as much bread as you like, really, but you like to give it 4. You get your little knob of butter, a tiny little not a knob of butter that's at the end of it all, but just say it's on the beginning. You get the knob of butter, we'll go along, get your bowl of porridge. If you want it, if you don't want it, leave it. And then you get a sausage or a bit of bacon. I usually get a sausage because you can make better sandwiches with the sausage. So you get your sausage, you go a little bit more, and you get your tomato. You give it a couple of tomatoes, and that's it. You move on. That's you. Go to the end, and then obviously you get your bread and butter. But you just say you got at the beginning. But that's what you get. Yeah. Come out, walk up the stairs, bump into your cell, have your food. Lovely, But what you've got to be careful of, right? What you've got to be careful of in prison is that when you go in the cell and you take your cup out, your blue cup, you put your blue cup on the side. There's maybe two blue cups on the side. These people in the cell was nice guys, but you do get the arseholes that do this, yeah. When you go downstairs for your for slop out, or go downstairs for your breakfast, the guy in the cell might want to go away. So rather than he's got to slop out the pot out again. So what he do, he maybe have a pee in one of the cups that are left there, because 9 times out of 10, sometimes take the cup down, but then what I do, I like to get out myself a little bit longer. I leave the cup in myself and then come back down and do my tea. I say to school, it's a bit awkward, you know what I mean? So they do allow it. But what you've got to be careful of is when they go in, when you walk down, the ones left in there, sometimes, right, they piss in a cup. Not in their own cup, they piss in your cup or someone else's cup, and then they throw it out the window. So they ain't got to slop out the pot. So they rinse it out with cold water and put it back. So you know what I mean? And you don't really, these are little things I learned whilst I've been in prison. My Borstals, my YPs, not so bad, but on my minds, you get to hear. Don't forget, it's my first big sentence, and you get to hear it, So I went myself, I've got to do it. But don't forget, I've already done 3.5 years. But anyway, it's explained to you what's happened. This is my YP, yeah. Anyway, it's explained to what happened. Anyway, so come up, get my cup, and I'm smelling my cup because I've been told. You know what I mean? I'm half aware of it all. That's sweet. Go down and get my tea, go and bang up, yeah. And then they open the door. And they say, right, come and slop out again. You slop out, you put your trays and bits and pieces on the floor, whatever it is, yeah. And bang up. And the screw comes up. This goes on for a couple of days. This is a Friday. Don't forget, it's a Friday. And a couple of days. It's the same. You get your exercise. It's nice and sunny out there. You're walking around. It's okay. It ain't, when I say okay, you're banged up, mate. You're in prison. But it is what it is. It's a lot better than what it was, yeah. And the kids in the cell were nice kids. They had cards and all that, so playing a game of cards at night, it was quite good, yeah? But this kid, one of the kids, is a bit over the top. He's a little bit feminine, yeah? Anyway, I comes down the stairs, and I've got to do, this is now Monday morning, yeah? I come down the stairs, I've got to go to the big offices, and get my EDR, my LDR, my earliest date release, and my longest day release, yeah? So I'm sitting down there. There's loads of guys in there that I know from other sentences, my ball stalls and all that, and what and on remand. Some of them are doing, I'm doing a 7, and you think it's long, yeah? All of a sudden, hello, what, mate, how you going? What do they give you? I got a 12. Oh, fucking hell, 12. And then you go along, all right, mate, everything, I've got 3, 4, and then he gets the others that are sitting there, and they're doing 20 years, rec 20s, and they got rec 15s or 18 years and all that going. You think, Jesus Christ, I'm doing a 7, but a 7 is like a lifetime. So you go in the office, all right, Illy, they all know you'd mate from me and their YPs, ball stall boys, all the same sort of screws, really. And he said, okay, Illy, out of a 7, you do 4 years, 8 months. Now, this is your earliest date release. Your longest date release is, you think, oh, fuck me. I've only been away 2 or 3 days, and it's like a lifetime now, you know what I mean? I've got all this to do. Gee, can I do it, yeah? Of course you've got to do it. So I come out of the cell, and goes up to the cell, bang up. Now I come down. As I come back down to go back into the office to get some sheets of paper for my phone numbers and all this crap and everything we got to do and letters and fucking shit. I see a screw that I was in my YP with. All right, Lily, how you going? All right, Governor. Fucking hell, what's happening? What are you doing, Lily? I got a 7, Gov, Yeah, you are silly. I'm my life, mate. You're silly side, Lily. You know what I mean? Didn't call me mate, call me Lily. You're silly, Lily, you know what I mean, mate? Come on. It's like, you've got to stop all this, ball stalls, YPs. Now you got this, yeah? He said, let me say something. What you like, Lily? Still the same? Still fighting everybody to fight? I said, no, I've quieted down. I ain't into this fighting no more, mate. I've quieted right down. I don't want no more birds, you know what I mean? This is my last bit of bird on Robbie, and that's it, yeah? Okay, we all say that, don't we? You all say it, it's what you said before. Yeah, but I mean it now. I ain't doing no more. So what, you stopped it now, no fight? No, if it happens to fight, go over a fight. I ain't letting people take the liberties with me. Listen, Ellie. Well, where's your cell? I'm on the Tuesday, Governor. Okay. Good people in the cell? Yeah, Gov, what's up? What's up? You going around, what's up? But listen, there's 2 kids in here that are Indians, yeah? 2 Indian Sri Lankans. And they done a terrible thing, mate, to this young girl. And what it was, I found out later. I'll tell you now what it is. I didn't even say that on before my other podcast. I think I'm going to tell you now. I'm only doing this podcast because people haven't been told about this. They can't find it. He said that what happened. He said that it happened to a Screws kid, and the Screw, I think, was in the Ville or Wandsworth or something like that. One of them Nicks bricks. Anyway, and these 2 Sri Lankans wind up going to the scrubs. The Screws obviously so want to kill him in the scrubs. You know what I mean? But you've got to be very careful because of what's been said, what's happened. So he's talking to me. He said, "Look, there's 2 kids in here. I didn't know this about the Screws. I only found out later. So there's 2 kids in here. They sexually abused a young girl. I think she's about 11, 12, 13, something, 12. And they sexually abused over a graveyard. And they've done some terrible things to her, some wicked things. They've done things you wouldn't believe. They give all sorts of diseases. And they really, really hurt her bad, yeah? And, we would like these people obliged. And listen, you haven't got to do it, Ellie. You haven't got to do it. But the chances of you getting caught over this is next to nil. We all the Screws know about it on this wing. You'll be sweet, yeah? Okay. We'll look after you. We give you tobacco. We give you nice bits of food. Come up to your cell, and what's these people like yourself? They're sweet, Gov. Okay. Well, would you do it? I said, yeah. He said, look, in the morning, he said, do you know what the water's like when it comes out in the morning? He said, yeah. I said, it's white hot, boiling hot. He went, yeah. He said, well, let me tell you something. He said, why they go scolding yourself with that water in the morning? He said, but let me tell you something, Ellie. We're going to let you out, right, early. The 4s get undone, first of all. The water's boiling hot, don't forget that, yeah? It's white hot, yeah. We're going to let you out first from the 2s to go up to the 4s, and then you can do what you want to do with a 1 on the 4s. There's 1 on the 4s and there's 1 on the 3s. I go, all right, Gov. I said, I can't do both at the same time, Governor, because he said, no, I know that, Illy. He said, because you get undone second, they get undone first. Okay. So that night, we're playing cards. I got my shirt on, my blue and white shirt, a big blue and white shirt, and this kid is a bit gay. He puts a heart in the back of my shirt in red pen, of a felt pen. And for an hour going through it, all crazy as that is, I'm sure he's definitely gay anyway, but he done it, yeah? In the morning, I've explained to these two in the cell what's going on, yeah? They're okay, they're sweet, man. I know I could trust these kids. They're as good as gold. They're as good as gold, mate. You know what I mean? Even though I was only in with them for about a week, I got to know them, yeah? Door opens up. I rush upstairs to the 4s. I goes over to the urinal. I gets the bowl that's under the urinal, because you get three or four bowls. That's where they slop out. They put their shit and bits and pieces in the wee and everything in the urinal. Cold water and all that, yeah? So underneath the bowl, I goes over to the tap, the hot water tap, put it on, and let it run for about 20 seconds. It's scalding. I swear to God, it'll take your skin off your hand. First in the morning, the water's white hot. It's take the skin off your hand. I fill the bowl, yeah, with boiling hot water. Now, I'm standing there waiting for this Indian. I've already seen him. I've already shown me what he is. They've shown me both of these Indians, yeah. So I know who it is, Sri Lankan. He comes down the landing. He comes in. As he comes in, I've done him with the water. He screams like a fucking dog. He screams like a dog. But everyone knows, the screws know what's going on. He's screaming. The screws knew they're standing right by the slop out. They all stand by the slop out anyway because of the trouble. But they know what's going on and let it go, yeah. Now, I'm smashing this geezer to pieces. I'm getting over his head, smashing it on the urinal, but you've got to be very, very careful. The urinals are stone, right? And you've got to be very careful. You smash them to pieces, you know, and you could kill him, you know what I mean? But I was smashing his head, and he got on the floor, and I'm kicking him and bashing him out, and I'm punching his face. And I thought to myself, listen, this guy thinks he's got away with it. He ain't. Right, so I pulled down his trousers, down, and I jump and stamp all over his private parts. I flatten them. The blood is spurting everywhere. Have you ever seen bulls when they've been jumped on? Let me tell you something. That's a sight you won't see, mate. I smashed him to pieces, all his private parts. Jumped all over him, kicked him all round the head, smashed him to pieces, yeah? Run out of there, run downstairs. But what I didn't know, that a lot of the people that he was freed up with, or whatever the people on the landing, see me running and see my shirt with a heart on it. Anyway, goes down to the twos. Everything's happened. I'm in a bit of a state. They give me new trousers. The shirt's okay. But anyway, done. Slops out. Everything. Go downstairs for our breakfast. Get a big breakfast. The screws come up. Open my door. Chuck loads of sandwiches in for me and the kids in the cell. Everyone's happy. Come in with drinks and things like that. Yeah. And tobacco. We got it sweet. Bro. So I go put my shirt on with the heart on to go out and exercise. Now, it's 2s and 3s that are going to exercise. So the guy on the 3s is the other guy who raped this young kid. It's Sri Lankan, yeah? So he's out. I'm out. I see him. I'm walking not far from him. I've got to work out how am I going to get this geezer, how am I going to slaughter him, or give him a clump, bump, knock him out, he can't do and stamp all over him. But where you got to be careful is that there are other people walking around the landing, walking around the exercise yard that know him, yeah? So it's going to be screaming, shouting, all of it, yeah? So I've got to be careful how I do this. But because karma, and someone up there watching, right, help me out, yeah? All I see someone, the cleaner, going into the toilet. Goes in there with a bucket, a mop, and goes in there with a bowl with cut the brushes, soap and stuff like that, yeah. Anyway, as I'm walking round, going back round, I see the Indian go up to the screw and say, look, can I use the toilet? Screw, oh, go to the toilet. He goes into the toilet. I get round there, 10 seconds, goes right round. I walk straight through. I don't say nothing to a screw, right? You're not allowed, I think you're not allowed more than 2 people in there. There's him, there's the guy that cleans the toilet and him. So there's two people. I'm the third, but they know what's going on and they let me in there, yeah? I goes in there. As I walk through, you've got these little doors that are cut to the waist height. I goes in there. This guy, this Sri Lankan Indian, is squatting on the toilet. And he's looking at me, and I looked at this geezer and I thought, mate, you're going to go, mate. I walks up to the cleaner. I said, shush, keep your mouth shut, mate. Give me the brush. Give me the toilet Kazi brush, which has got like a round point at the end. I went in the toilet. I smashed this geezer to pieces. All the poo went over my trousers. I'm not bothered about that. I smashed this guy to pieces. I'm on about smashed him to pieces. I stamped, hit him with the brush all over his private parts, his balls, everything, smashed them, smashed everything. I would not stop. It's only for the fact that I thought I was going to kill him that I didn't do anymore. So I walked out, got a bit of shit around me, all this, that and the other. All of a sudden, I went to the screw like that and pointed my finger up. They rushed into the toilet, and then in about, 5-10 minutes, come over with the ambulance and took some pieces and took him out. Yeah, he was in a bad way. That's my second one. That's all that to do. It's sweet. Screw comes into my cell. I said, go word, Ellie. I said, yes. As he's walking down the lane, he's talking. He says, look, we're going to look after you, mate. We're going to make sure that you get everything you want. Yeah, we'll make sure not only are you going to look after you, we're going to get you out of this thing as soon as possible, yeah? We're going to give you everything you want. Anything we're going to give you sandwiches, tobacco, chocolate, anything we think that you might need, we're going to give you. Soap, shampoo, the lot. Governor, mate, I'd done it because of that. I didn't do it for that. I'd done it for the reason that he was a paedophile, mate. And he was a kid that hurt his little girl. He said, listen, Lee, you're the person that we knew that would do it, yeah? Okay. Anyway, but what happened? The Sri Lanka, his mates sort of on the landings, see my face, but that can be a mistake. But said he's got a shirt with a heart in it with an arrow going through it. There ain't many people like that, is there? There's a big lump. Anyway, I'm coming down for my I think it's my dinner. Coming down for my dinner. Yeah, my dinner it was. Coming down for my dinner, walked down the stairs. Walked in, got my dinner. I think we had roast pork, baked potatoes, cabbage and all that. It is what it is, but we've got plenty of food and we ain't really bothered, really. We're getting lots of food. As I walk up the stairs, I've got to come back downstairs to get my pudding. Right? I always do 2 runs, yeah? Always. There's something I've done ever since my YP, my ball stone, everything. Always do 2 runs. So I come out to get with a bowl to get my pudding. I come down the stairs, walk to get my pudding, but I've noticed, right, there's the AG, not the AG, the chief, number 1 chief, big crown in his head of that wing, or maybe off the nick, I don't know, 4 or 5 screws and some civvy people there, yeah. But as I come down the stairs in my boat to get my food, they fucking attack me, mate. They jump all over me, buckle me up. I've got the shirt with the heart, buckle me up, but don't buckle me up too bad. Take me down the block. Don't really manhandle me as such, yeah, but take me down the block. Someone's said he is what he is, he does what he does, and he's done this and he's done that, and it got me with a shirt and this, that, and the other. It's the only thing that convict me, the shirt. So take me down the block, put me in the cell. Cell opens up about half hour after screws come in, a couple of screws come in, throw me in sandwiches, throw me in drinks, everything. Ellie, you're sweet. Don't worry about it, mate. We sorted it. It's all done. It's sweet. You got to get nicked, but it's all sweet, done. I go, okay, Governor. You know, but you got to get nicked. It's something that's happened to get. You're going to get transferred out. It's all done. Okay. So anyway, I've got to be there for about, a week before I go. I'm not bothered. I go down, in the morning, I see the Deputy Governor. I walk in, the Deputy Governor, he said, Hilly, you're down there because you verbally assaulted one of my officers, and because of that, we don't want anyone in prison like you. You're going to be shipped out to a prison, and we'll let you know in the near future what day, what time, and when. All right? I said, it's going to be a nice prison, but it'll suit you, okay? Take him out. That's my punishment. They all know what's going on. But they got to nick me, yeah? They got to do it. To get it off the books or whatever it is. So I goes to my cell. I'm happy. I'm doing press-ups, sit-ups, I'm getting all my food, plenty of food. I'm getting what I want. They're coming in with all sorts of things for me. I'm happy, yeah? Cocoa, coffee, drinks, everything. I'm happy. Sandwiches, as much as what I can eat, they bring it into me. All of a sudden, I knock on the door. This guy, the black guy, his name's Gerald Hart, and he's Mr. Guyana. He's massive, mate. He comes in, he starts showing me to do these press-ups, certain angles and this, that, and the other, and he got me to do them, you know? And I was doing them like 3 times a day in the cell, and he was like, coming and said, well done, you're looking good, you're looking, you know. I wasn't in there that long, but he was telling me how to do it. And there was a noise and I couldn't sleep, and it was like driving me mad. It was driving me absolutely bombs. I'm bad with names, yeah? So remember that. It was driving me crazy. I couldn't sleep. It was all that noise all night long. And Screw come to the thing, and I said to Screw, Governor, the noise is driving me mad all night long. He said, I don't know, I'll check it out early for you anyway. Go and exercise. I'm only exercise. Go around the exercise yard, and there's this guy, and walking around there, a little tash, black hair, and he's walking around, he's shouting at me, got any tobacco, mate? I'm going, yeah, mate, I have it. Screw's just give me tobacco, better give me in quarters, yeah? So you put a plastic thing on the side, I didn't smoke, but it's to sell. I said, yeah, mate, I have it. I've got a quarter here. He said, can you fire it over? I said, well, be careful. And I fire it over, give it, he got it, he goes, crash, goes around the exercise, goes in. All of a sudden, the door opens up like a lunatic. Screw's like a lunatic. I was on top, what's happening? He went, listen, let me tell you something. You're in trouble, really. I said, I'm in trouble anyway, being down here, what's going on? He went, listen, you're in big fucking trouble. I said, no, I ain't, don't lie. He went, look, you just give a quarter of an ounce this morning to a guy walking around the exercise yard, just as the that's right. This is it. He's told us to give you it back. We ain't going to give you it. Oh, why? What's up? I forget his name. I always forget his name. I will remember later. And he's the famous poisoner. He's poisoned about 20, 30 people. He poisoned the whole factory and other people. Really, really bad poison. He's trying to get his name now. It's going from my nut, yeah? And I can't believe it, what he's done. This geezer, mate. And they said to me, you're not having the tobacco until we get it sorted out, until we look at it, yeah? Okay, but he's give you a roll. He's give you a bun. I went, he's given me a bun, but I can't have my tobacco. He said, no, we took the bun ourselves. It is the bun. Okay. Anyway, egg gone. And anyway, he's a famous poisoner. I forget his name. I should have thought about it, but anyway. But I'm on about his ticking. It's driving me absolutely crazy. So supper time when they come and bought me the bun, and they went and come back, and they were talking to me about the guy upstairs. I said, Governor, who is that guy upstairs, mate? He said, it's Ian Brady. I said, what? He said, Ian Brady. I said, you're telling me Ian Brady's above me? He's not above you, he's a cut himself, but you can hear the ticking noise. I said, what's he doing down here, Gov? Well, it's the block, but he's on protection and he's up there, yeah? So 1s and 2s, the block, yeah? More paedophiles down there than anyway. So I said to them, are you trying to tell me that's Ian Brady, the guy that killed all them little kids, and his little kids that have been killed, that their mums and dads can't even find? Is that the guy you're talking about? Yeah. I said, he's been given a typewriter? What else he got in his cell, Gov? He said, we can't tell you that, Billy. I mean, you tell you, I can't believe it. Imagine the poor old mums, you know what I mean? That lost their kids and don't know where they are. And it's upstairs with a typewriter. They're telling me he's doing his life story and perhaps he might let them know where the kids are. So they give him a typewriter, which is, I suppose, in one way is common sense, but in another way, it isn't, yeah? So all of a sudden, they let me out to go and exercise, but like a fool, I'll run out the cell, run up the stairs to do what I could do with this geezer, but the screws up there, just got me down the stairs, taken me away. Ain't worth the aggro, mate. I could have got into the cell, but it ain't worth the aggro fighting screws, because at the end of the day, you're going to get really, really hurt. I'm going to get jabbed up, this, that, and the other, and it's not going to be good, yeah? So I go back to my cell, and I get called in the office by the Deputy Governor. He said, Lily, he said, a terrible thing happened last night, today, with Ian Brady, and we can't have that. We can't have him hurt in any shape or form. And we can't have him hurt in any shape or form. This kid's just killed loads of kids, and they're just protecting him, yeah? Can't believe it, mate. But that's prison, how prison is. Right, you're going in the morning now. Where am I going? To a prison I really, really like. They're telling me it's the Albany Isle. What I said, really like. But Albany, the worst prison in the country that I'm going to, Albany. He said, listen, you're going to Albany in the morning, yeah? Forget about it. Anyway, in the morning, motor pulls up, in it, gone, Albany. It takes you about, 3 hours, get 2.5, 3 hours to get there. By motor, the old turbine, quite a few in there, goes to Albany, through the gate, up, you go up an hill, over the top to and you come out in reception, yeah. It's quite a long walk from the gate to the actual nick itself, yeah. Some people who walk around Albany prison and all around in prison say, oh, it's so quiet, but it's only quiet because the prison's not actually at the gate. The prison's in the middle up the top, yeah, so you don't hear a lot of, that's what you don't hear, all the screaming and shouting, people getting killed on my life. Anyway, so I goes to reception. I did say a certain name that he was in reception. Someone's sent me a thing and said, no, it wasn't him, but I know it was him. But I won't say his second name, Bill, yeah? So Bill's there, he gives me what I want. He gives me nice jeans, T-shirts, everything. He knows me from the road, yeah, from Bermondsey, yeah? So goes up to the wing, goes in, and the guy gets into A wing, put me in the cell in A wing, there's a guy in there, comes to my cell straight away. He got a key to your door. Honestly, the cells are very, very small. They're about, I don't know, 8 foot by 9 foot, 8 foot by 9, something like that. Only tiny. And the beds are bolted to the walls. So all the units are bolted to the walls, yeah? The bed's about 6 foot something, 6'6". I think the room's about 6'8" long or something like that. So anyway, lovely little cells, mate. Beautiful. His geezer knocks at the door and his geezer comes in. Hello. I go, what? Hello, what's your name? I go, it's Ray, mate. And this guy's name's Terry Valves. He looks gay, got blonde hair, but he ain't gay. The guy's a dangerous guy. He's a bit dangerous, Terry Valves. He ain't no easy walkover, but it's his Albany prison. It seems to me that Albany prison, that's what it's all about. People like that. So I'm in there, I'm enjoying myself, and I'm asking Terry, I've been in there a couple of days, I think, asking Terry, how can I get to the gym? And Terry said, just go down the gate and they'll let you in. So I went down the gate, I said, we're going to go to the gym. He said, yeah, go on, go to the gym. Goes in there, goes to the gym. As I'm walking through the gym, they're playing basketball, yeah? Well, they're going to play basketball. There's some big guys even playing basketball. There's this guy playing basketball. His name's the Tank. I need to tell you a story about the Tank now. This will be later. This guy who's playing basketball is called the Tank. He's massive, mate. He's muscular as anything. He's big guy, 6'3", 6'4", but big, well-defined, big guy. Goes on the stage. these people on the stage, I've got to say, not all of them, but about 8 of them are ginormous, absolutely proper bodybuilders, mate, massive powerlifters, bodybuilders. Met this guy on the stage, Peter Kelly. Didn't really talk to Peter Kelly, didn't have a lot to do him on the stage that day. There he is, benching 3 plates either side, Olympic bar, collar to collar. I mean, that's fucking white out, collar to collar. Benching that, right, for 5, 6 reps, easy. This geezer's massive, Peter Kelly, and he's well respected, mate. He's well respected by lots of people, yeah. I look over to the right, and there's 2 coloured guys, yeah. One's called Tom, and the other guy, I forget the other guy's called, say we call him Joe, yeah. So also these 2 guys, and they're training with a training bar, which is the thin bar, you know, and with the pound weights, yeah. And this guy's on the bench. Joe's handing in the bar, and he's got about, 220 on there, which is about, 5, 6 plates each side. And he's doing reps of 10s easy. Smashing out collar to collar on a training bar where they can bring the collars in to where they want to do it. Yeah? And he's crashing it, and the other guy's doing the same thing. And I said, look, and I went over to the training bar myself, over to the Olympic bar, and I started repping 100 kilos for 10 reps. Not do 1 plate and then 110, and then I went straight into 2 plates either side, crashing out 10s, yeah? So they're looking at me, but listen, I ain't really bothered. They're doing bundles more than what I'm doing, but at least I'm on their par. So I walked over to Tom and I said, look, mate, any chance of me having to work out of you, training with you? Because, you know, he went, yeah, mate, come down tomorrow and you can do, yeah? He had a big scar down his face, massive great big scar, about 1/2 inch wide, massive, down to his mouth. He looks menacing, mate. You wouldn't want to fight this geezer. He ripped it to pieces. And the other guy, Joe, was massive. Same guy, little goatee beard, massive. So I said, look, can I have a workout? He said, yeah. So the next day I went in there. I'm starting to work out with them. And they started putting me through my paces. And I'm a little bit painful because when I was at the scrubs, maybe gym once a month, but I wasn't in that long to even get in the gym. So anyway, so on my mind, I should do a little bit on my mind, but not that much, yeah. So I get in the gym, I'm working out, quite great. The only reason I could do 2 plates is because my YP, yeah, was quite strong. And it's there, memory, innit? So it gets me on there, 140, 180. I'm doing, 5 reps, 140, 5 reps, 180. They're putting 2 plates on every time, yeah? So they're talking to me about this, that, and the other, and they do a lot of decline work. And they put a bench, a great big one of them benches will go on the floor, you know, a big bench, put them up against the wall, put 2 belts around one of the things up with the benches. It's like God sent it, don't snap, you know what I mean? But anyway, they're doing it, decline, they've got them to do decline. Decline, you can do a lot more weight. I was very good on the incline. Anyway, I go back to A-Wing, and then in the morning, Peter Kelly comes up to the gate, says, do I need anything? I said, no, not really, Pete. He said, look, some T-shirts. Give me about 4 or 5 white T-shirts. He said, look, what wing are you going to go? I said, I don't know. All of a sudden, a screw come past. He said, Peter got hold of him. Peter had a lot of respect, mate, in Albany prison. Screw was talking to him. He said, get him over, wing up, see wing. He said, I see what I can do. He said, no, get him over. Within that day, I was packed, bump, C-wing. Peter, I got on the ones, I think the ones or the 2s, middle spur. He got 3 spurs, got the middle spur, and got right at the end cell. And yeah, it was sweet, man. Loved the little cell. Everybody in Albany then, I say everybody, most people in there, had record players, yeah? Had record players, they had a Pye record player, Sonny record player, Finney record player, Phillips, Pye, and Sonny were was the 3, yeah? Now and again, you got the others that you don't really know, yeah? But anyway, I never had a record player at that time. But Peter Kelly come down and he gave me, what is it called? I forget what it's called. Not a hacker. The other one. Anyway, he gave me a radio, yeah, a really good radio. What do they call them? I forget the name of them now. Anyway, he gave me the radio, good radio, yeah. So you get, yeah, mate, it's you. Lovely. So sort of doing my setup, get bits and pieces. You know, Peter run around, got me a bedspread and pillows and bits and pieces. Oh, that's something funny, get me all this. Anyway, Pete was a nice guy. He took to me, mate. And I trained with Peter as well. And we was together. We fought together, you know. And anyway, one day, I got a radio. I got a what you call it, a record player. Well, please, Philips. It was. It's one of the cheap one, but it was still a record player. So the guy come in. Peter give this guy half ounce. What he done? He chased from the mains, the lights upstairs, all down the wall, and put where the battery goes into the mains at the back, and power. Couldn't believe it. And then they someone comes in like a painting geezer, puts plaster on the fucking thing and paints it, and it doesn't look like it's there. The screws know it's there really, but they don't get involved. And just two little holes for where the wires go in, and that's it. And you've got power always. This is why people are playing music all night long in Albany. Albany, because you've got keys to the door, it's electric. It's electric, and because it's electric, they let you out at night time. So as soon as you get in your cell, you press the button to get out, yeah? So everybody's on a big queue. Everybody's waiting to get out, yeah? But the reason you get out is the people come out with flasks of coffee, cocoa, put them outside your door, made your coffee mate outside your door, made your cocoa outside your door. But it's only the Spurs, only the ones you're on, yeah? So 1, 2, middle spur, yeah? So you've got, I think it's 8 cells, I'm not quite sure, 8 cells to a spur. So you're in I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is people come up to me leaving cocoa outside, coffee outside, cakes outside, buns, everything. It's the nick. Listen, let me tell you something. Albany prison, before what happened to me, was the best prison you could be in. The best prison in England at that time. The prisons I've ever been in. In there one night, and I could hear screaming, shouting and screaming. Okay, now what's going on? And then, on top of the shouting and screaming, you could smell burning like rubber. What the it's stinking, yeah? Screaming and shouting. Everyone's banging the doors, kicking the doors, let him out, smashing the doors. And what happened, one of the gay guys upstairs was involved with someone in there, and this person was being shipped out. Because the person was being shipped out, the other one upstairs wanted to be shipped out with him. Or vice versa. So the guy upstairs, in them days, in the early 70s, you never had the mattresses, the covers that don't burn. They all burnt, everything burnt. So he didn't have the ones that don't burn, yeah? They all burnt, all set light. And what he done, he set light to his mattress. Set light to his mattress. And all of a sudden, it went up, mate. It went up like a bomb. Boom. And he's screaming and shouting to get out. There's all these little black fleas flying around. And the cells are light. He's in the cell screaming. And they're going upstairs now to do the electrics to let him out. But the electrics are fouled. He's burnt the electrics out. No electrics. Now, he's dead. He's dying. He's a light in the cell. He's screaming. This is only what I've been told because I'm on the 2s, he's on the 4s. But this is what we're told in the morning, yeah? Everybody's looking for their spy, all looking out and everything, yeah? And they can see certain things. They go, man, smashing the door, get him out. So they got a key. Because it's electric, they also got a key that opens the door, yeah? If the electrics don't work. But they had to go down to the gate to get the keys. So the keys on the gate had to come up with the keys, the security. So by the time they come up with the keys, the cell was just full of smoke, full of these little black fleas flying around. The guy was dead, I suppose, or dying or whatever. They opened the cell, and it was spoiled. All this what I've told is boiling hot, burning hot, and They eventually got it open. As they opened it up, they come running out the cell like a ground, being let out of the traps. And they reckon his feet stuck to the floor. His feet of his feet stuck to the floor, all along and collapsed. And when they put covers over him, he died. He did died. I mean, what a way to go, mate. What a terrible way to go. And, it's one of the things that happen in prison. I've seen a couple of 3 murders in prison, since I've done my sentence, maybe 4 or 5 murders. And not murders, but people just kill themselves, mate, because they can't take it. They can't do the bird. And mostly, 9 times out of 10, a lot of it is because they fall in love with a fucking another guy. Or they taking drugs and they need more drugs. I see drugs in there, mate, like it's going out of fashion. Not wasn't so many drugs, but acid tabs. Lots of acid tabs come in prison when I was there. Like the Barry brothers, they should bring it in all the time. Without a shadow, it's always them that brought it in. They brought in cigar tubes and they put them at their backside. And I mean, but people would see things that you would never see on these things, acid tabs, and they'd all do. A lot of people in there done a thing called astral projection, where they come out of their body, the soul comes out of their body, and they go around the wings and all this. But let me believe you believe what I'm telling you. It happens, yeah. It happens in prison when people are bained up 24 hours a day, mate, or bained up at night times, and they're taking this and doing that and taking acid tabs and all that. Things happen. Things happen to your body. Things happen to your mind. Most people must know it even now when they're smoking cannabis. At certain strengths of the stuff now, you trip, hallucinate. You go out your body, don't you? Elsewhere, yeah. And that's what happens in there, And being in prison is the worst place for that to happen, but it happens. And I was told. I mean, people came opposite me, told me what I was wearing that back in the night, what I was doing, and it's correct. And it fit the life out of me. And he said he was doing astral projection. He projected it in my cell. So he's watching me doing other things in my cell. It's crazy, And anyway, listen, I liked Albany Prison. I've got big stories about Albany Prison. More so now that I've just started that one again about what happened to me. It's an old story, but there are people that want to hear it again that haven't really heard all of it. There's a big bit goes on with it, which a lot of people know about, but I'm going to tell it again. Then I will tell more about what happens to other wings, other fights, other people getting stabbed and all that, because I forgot all that. And it all comes back when I start talking about it now, about Albany Prison. And things that happened in there, mate, you would never ever believe. I mean, to be in your cell and come out of your cell and knock on your mate's door and go, "All right, mate, how are you?" Shh. I go, "What?" He goes, "Shh, be quiet, be quiet." I go, "What's up?" He said, "There's a little man in there, Ray, little green man. Can you not see him?" I had to say yes. "Yeah, I can see him. What's he doing?" "I don't know, Ray. All he keeps doing is dancing." "I will dance with him." And then my mate started dancing in the cell. And only small. And he's dancing away there, and he's getting involved, and he's this, that, and the other. He's doing all sorts of dancing in the cell. I couldn't believe it. I thought this guy's mad. But it's true. It goes on in Albany. It was such a good nick, mate. And everybody in there was spaced out and that. Everybody was on acid tabs. They didn't care. I mean, they was all walking around. You couldn't get onto the other spurs because you had the centre and the old doors in it. Screws walking about at night time, trying to get people banged up where people didn't want to go banged up. No, I'm all right. Get in your fucking cell. You know what I mean? If you don't get in your cell, we're going to come to the door and buckle you and take you down the block. "Oh, do what you got to do, Gov." And they're all shouting and screaming and having parties out there. Listen, I've got stories, mate, that'd kill you or kill other people. It's like mad. It's mad. It's mad when people are just living their life, mate. You're living their life. You're in prison and you're living their life. You see these prisons in America where certain people are living their life. That is Albany. So I'm telling you, certain people in Albany prison was living a life and having a good time and doing whatever they wanted to do, mate, when they wanted to do it. Just having a good time. And you got people like my mate Toby Ludlow and the mates he was wrapped around. Ronnie Ward or something, his name. That's absolutely maniacs. You wouldn't want maniacs. I'm telling you. You know, like, it's like little crews going about, made up knives, made up, what's the names, what you call it, toothbrushes with spikes on the end of them, and other people with big, long 4-inch nails put into a bit of wood. Listen, mate, there's tools in there you would not believe. I mean, in there, it's a war. If you upset someone in there, it's a war, mate. You can get killed. It happened to me. This is another story, which I've already told, but I'm going to tell it again a bit better than what it was before. And, you know, make it a bit more as it was rather than trying to rush it, yeah? Because you're trying to rush a story sometimes and you do an hour and trying to get it in all in an hour and it ain't the same thing, is it, mate? So why not do an hour of a little bit of it and then do another little bit later on, yeah? So stories that I've seen people get nearly stabbed to death in the cinema. People get nearly stabbed to death in the gym. People get killed nearly in the gym with iron bars. I got nearly killed with some guys in the gym with two weightlifting bars, the dumbbells, that attacked me. And the only grace of God that saved me was that I had an Olympic bar. And I said, well, come on then. You know what I mean? And obviously, so I've got an Olympic bar. I'm powerful as anything. An Olympic bar to me weighed nothing. And I'll just say, well, come on then. Do what you got to do. And that saved my bacon. But if I'd have been on the bench doing the weights at that time, I'd have been killed. I took a liberty. Years ago, and they come to sort my liberty out. They come to sort it out. But after that, I had geezers in certain wings that was going to sort all the problem out, but they didn't. You know, they would sort it out. I had one geezer on D wing. My mate Nicky Smith, who was there with me, that he was like one of these guys that just go around a hitman, mate. He was more dangerous than anybody I've ever known, Nicky Smith. And you only got to tell him certain things, mate, and he'd have been on it. He'd have been on it like a ton of bricks. He'd have stabbed him up. He was dangerous, mate. He was dangerous. A couple of times we walked around the exercise together, mate, and he was always tooled up, a spike or a lump of glass with a rag round it, and he'd always be tooled up, mate. He was so dangerous. This guy didn't care. He didn't care. All he cared about was living his life, his own life, and he made sure that if he's going to get it. The other people that are going to try and do it to him are going to be the ones that are going to die. You know, that sort of thing. And he done plenty of birds. Someone told me now that he's in a bad way. He's in a bad way, and I'm gutted that he is like he is. And I wish him all the best, Nicky Smith, and I hope we get well, mate. But he's got that, what is this? I don't know, something that old boys people get. Old boys, look at me, old boys. I'm only young, really. Do you know what I mean? But he's got it bad. And anyway, this is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please like and subscribe. I will tell a lot more of this story later on, more about other wings, B wing, B wing, I'm in C wing, D wings, and the kitchen, and all this, that, and the other, and what really went on in Albany when I was there, yeah? Make it more exciting than what it was, because there's a lot of things that I left out that I shouldn't have left out because of the rush. I'm not now going to rush them. I'm going to tell everybody what really happened in my life, and I'm not to say there's other things more so in my book, but, why not? Why not tell you a little bit more that went on in Albany prison and in other prisons, and hopefully you like my podcast, yeah, on my videos. I haven't really done too much about this. I haven't really done too much on my videos, only little bits here and there. I want everybody to like this, and you know, it's a good podcast as far as I'm concerned. A video, it lets you know parts of what prison's about. Yeah. Anyway, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe. Have a nice day. Yeah. Bye bye.